2016's Moana was the long-awaited answer to an age-old question. What would happen if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson sang kind of a lot in a Disney movie? The answer was a surprisingly good film. But as with any other movie in the history of movies, there is a darker side to Moana. So today we're looking at the dark truth about Moana. If you're new to Screen Rant, you can hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay up to date with our new stuff. So The Rock's character Maui is a demigod in the film, and that sounds pretty cool until you realize what that means happened to him. Something pretty messed up. So there are two ways to become a demigod. The first one is obviously to have a parent that's a god and another that's not. Pretty straightforward, half god, half human, it all checks out. The other way is not so fun. Gods can make mortals into demigods after their death. And since in the movie we learn that Maui was conceived by two mortal humans, that means he probably falls into that second category, which in turn means that when he was tossed into the ocean as a baby, he probably drowned and was resurrected by the gods. Didn't mention that in his musical number. So you might have noticed that Moana has a lovable pet pig in the first act of the movie, and all the movie's marketing made it seem like he was coming along for the big adventure. But when Moana sets sail, he's nowhere to be seen. A lot of people were disappointed by that, and I get it, it's a cute pig, you want to see it as much as possible. But there's a theory explaining that Pua the pig might not actually be real, that maybe he was just a manifestation of her emotions that represents home and family. So that would explain why he's not a part of her big adventure when she leaves home. Also, he was probably a little scared from having almost drowned in the first act. The theory also checks out with the real reason the pig was actually left out, which pretty simply enough was just because of a studio note. They thought that Moana should be more isolated from home on her big journey and that the pig was too comforting. Still though, it feels like fans needed an answer to what happened to him. What was he up to the whole time she was gone? Just imaginary pig stuff? Moana is a strong female character that's a pretty good role model for children, and it was great to see the departure from some of Disney's older movies about princesses just wanting to fall in love and stuff. But we actually came really close to getting something that fluffy in Moana. The original intention for the movie was to have Dwayne Johnson's Maui be the central character. Moana was just a secondary character who was on a mission to rescue, you probably see where I'm going with this, her love interest. It still probably would have been empowering for women to see a female character be the one going on a rescue mission, but honestly it was pretty refreshing to not have any romantic stuff going on. Turns out Moana almost took the form of something even worse than what I just mentioned. According to the directors, another one of their original ideas for the movie was to have Moana be a time-traveling millennial who goes back in time and discovers her ancestors. She would have had a smartphone and a bunch of other modern stuff. They probably would have made some emoji and Candy Crush jokes. Really glad that didn't happen. Wonder Woman was one of the biggest hits of 2017, and if parts of it felt kind of familiar, you've probably seen Moana. As soon as Wonder Woman hit theaters, fans pointed out that the first act seemed straight up lifted from Moana. Growing up on an island, forbidden to leave, similar clothing, overbearing parental figures, inspirational family member that dies, heading out for adventure and discovering who they really are in the process. Same concept, different islands. And that does it for today's quick list. Let us know in the comment section what you thought of this trivia and if you know any other interesting things about Moana. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can hit that link to jump over to YouTube and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Please don't comment, you're welcome though.